Okay, and we are live. Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Yeah, we hope you guys are doing okay. I know it's been strange times for everybody. Here in Milan, I just realized this a couple of days ago. It's week number 6 that we are on lockdown. So it is strange how it has become a routine already. I'm so used to it, It's like it doesn't even feel like I don't know. It doesn't feel like that new anymore. But yeah, and how have you been doing, Anika? Oh, I think your mic is like off again. Oh wait, now it's back, sort of. No, now it's gone. Wait, now it's mute, I think. Yeah, because I get the it says the icon for the microphone for yours. There's like a line through it. Let me see. All right. Well, anyway, guys. So while we wait, yeah, Nika, just feel free to kind of try playing with it. I can kind of keep going in the meantime. So, guys, welcome. I see that there are 3 people at the moment watching us. So, if you can introduce yourselves, let us know. Oh, there we go. Perfect, guys. Fantastic. And also, today we're talking about films, we're talking about movies. So, we have a question for you at the bottom there. Do you prefer going to the cinema or watching films at home? So, what is your preference? And we have Ferdinando from Novara. Hello. And Carmela, who is from Milan. All right, guys. Well, welcome to our webinar. I know that I've had lessons with Carmela before, but Ferdinando, I think it's our first time. So I'll briefly introduce myself. My name is Thiago, as you can see at the bottom of my picture. I am 29 years old. I am originally from Brazil, but I grew up in California. Oh, guess we lost the camera. Load this up. Okay. I was born in Brazil. I grew up in California, and I have lived in Milan for I think about 4 years now, more or less. Okay. And I prefer watching films at home because I like to be comfortable when I watch films. Okay, and we have Cedia, and oh, great, Cedia. I come from Bologna. Nice. Yeah, so Cedia, just a small correction there. I would say I'm from Bologna. That's perfect. Or I come from Bologna. So you can decide between I am or I come. So choose just one, okay? Really, really nice example. Thank you. So I lived in Bologna, Syria. I think maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I did an Erasmus program in Bologna. So I really like the city. Oh yes, now we can hear you. Yeah, can hear you now. Cool. Uh, yeah, and so I just introduced myself, Anika. Do you want to introduce yourself to these guys as well?
Sure. So my name is Anika. I'm 31 and I was born in Bangladesh. And when I was 19, I moved to Malaysia and I've been living in Italy for about 6 years now.
Cool.
I'm just going to write down about myself very quickly. Anika, 31.
Oh, now your sound is perfect, by the way. Even the voice,
Oh,
the
that's
volume
great.
is good. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, it's nice to have so many people here today.
Yeah, exactly. And so, Anika, what about you? Do you prefer going to the cinema or do you prefer
Mhm.
watching films at home?
I prefer going to the cinema because it's much more fun. You have a really big screen and the sound
Hmm.
effect is amazing. Although it's sometimes more convenient to stay at home and watch films.
Yeah, exactly. And I was saying, I do like the cinema, but I
Mm-hmm.
prefer, I think, staying at home because I like to be comfortable. And I also, I find the cinema to be quite expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a movie, if it's a film that I am very excited about, or I know it's going to be very good, then I like
Mm-hmm.
going to the cinema, but I don't really take risks. So if it's a movie that I'm not sure, I just find like it's a big expense, and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe the movie won't be that good. So yeah, cool.
I agree with you. Sometimes you never know how the movie is going to turn out.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
excellent. All right. Well, we have Ferdinando says I very like watching films. So here Ferdinando would say I like watching films very much. Or I really like watching films. Hardly ever in the cinema. Usually I watch films at home. Okay, so you also usually watch them at home. Syria, also I prefer watching films at home. Good accuracy there. Cool. All right, guys. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about films, etc., movies. So and Carmela, I prefer watching films on TV because I don't have time to go to the cinema. Yeah, that's another thing for me, Carmela, because I don't have any cinemas near my house. And I don't have a car, so I always use the bus. So it takes me, a long time to arrive, to get to the cinema. So which is why I stay home most of the time. So fantastic, guys. So here we have the objectives for today. Anika, do you want to read the three objectives that we have?
Sure. So in this focus activity, we're going to talk about present simple, description words, and making suggestions.
Exactly. So yeah, usually, guys, in school we would do some writing, but of course, we're doing this on YouTube, so we want you to still write to us, but you can write short sentences, okay? But do participate because the more you participate, the more we can correct you, okay? So then you're learning more. So, all right, here we have a few questions. For example, if you want to know the person's favorite film, how do we form this question? So, how can we ask the favorite film? Also, the least favorite. So, we have favorite, least favorite, maybe also your favorite actors, and maybe your favorite genre. So,
Hmm.
how can we form the questions here?
Hmm. So at this point, maybe we can also talk about the quasi rule for which is useful for forming questions.
Hmm.
So there is a very useful formula here. We call it quasi for the structure of the question. So the first thing you need to put in a question is the question word, which are words like what, where, how, um, who, etc. A stands for auxiliary. So you want to put do or does, and in some cases the verb to be. S stands for the subject, and I for the infinitive. So we're
Hmm.
going to give you some time there to write down the questions, the correct questions.
Exactly. So, just a couple examples while you guys think of the questions for the films. For instance, if you want to know my name, right? I would say, "What is your name?" So, in this case, we don't have the infinitive because we don't have another verb. The only verb is verb to be. right? So what is the question, is the auxiliary, your name is the subject, okay? But
Mm-hmm.
if I use do, is because I have another verb. For example, where do you live? So live is a verb, so I use do. If I don't have a verb, I don't need the infinitive, and then instead I use be. Okay, Carmela there, very nicely done. What is your favorite film? Very nice, and just the spelling maybe was a little typo. What? So the H, yeah, goes in the middle, just like Anika put on the screen there for us. Yeah, what
Mm-hmm.
is your favorite film and why? Good. That's question number one. What about question number two, guys?
So question two is quite similar to the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to mention a little bit about least. The word least is the opposite of most. So if something is your least favorite, you don't like it. Okay, so maybe we can also answer the questions while
Mm-hmm.
we're
Sure.
waiting. So the first one was, what is your favorite film? So this goes to the viewers as well. Hi Olga and Giuseppe.
Hello, guys. Awesome. Welcome to our webinar. And yeah, Giuseppe, good job. What is your least favorite? Yeah, or your least favorite film if you want to specify. But if it's already
Mhm.
in the context, yeah, you don't need to specify. So, what's your favorite film? Oh, and what's your least favorite? Yeah, you don't need to specify if it's part of the
Mm.
context. Um, yeah, so here, Olga, very good job. I would maybe say, why is, for example, if you ask me, what's your favorite film? And I say, okay, Titanic is my favorite film. And so you ask
Mhm.
me, why is Titanic or why is it your favorite film? Okay. Yeah, what is your favorite film? Good. Oh, Ferdinando answered question number one. So my favorite films are I think Les Miserables. Actually, in English we keep the French. We say we Les Miserables. And Million Dollar Baby. Yeah, that's a very good film. Anika, have you watched Million Dollar Baby?
Actually, I haven't watched either one of these.
Yeah, I haven't seen Les Miserables either. But
Yeah.
Million Dollar, oh gosh, it's really really sad.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
a quite an old film, isn't it?
It's a really good question. Let me see. Million Dollar Baby.
And I think the
It's from
Miserable is
2004.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
not that old. Like not as old as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm actually because I didn't feel like that old to me now, but actually when I see
Mm.
2004, it seems like ages
Mm.
ago, like forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the
Good.
Miserable was a musical, isn't it?
Yeah, I think originally
Yeah.
maybe it's originally a like I'm not sure if it's a novel, but it's definitely I think a piece of literature. And
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, musical. Yeah, so it's a novel, then became
Mm-hmm.
a musical, and then adapted
Mm-hmm.
to the big screen.
Yeah.
Ah, good comment. So I guessed yours because I mentioned Titanic before. So my favorite film is Titanic, and I am romantic. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Olga, nicely done. Who is your favorite actor? Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
what is your favorite film? But
Mm-hmm.
who is your favorite actor?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can ask, also put in the plural, Giuseppe, who are your favorite actors? And just be careful because that one you wrote how, and here we say who, just like Olga said there. So who are your favorite actors? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or gonna write this down. Actors. Okay. And then we have that other word there, number four, which comes from French. And so the pronunciation is quite French as well. We say a genre, the movie genre.
Hmm.
And so also here, the question would of course be, what is your favorite genre?
Mm-hmm.
So let's maybe before we continue and before we discuss these, let's make a list of all the genres that you can think of. Here, maybe Anika and I can give you one example each, and then we can
Mm-hmm.
continue. For example, one genre that I quite like myself is I like science fiction
Mm-hmm.
or sci-fi. Those would be
Okay.
abbreviated. I like science fiction or sci-fi.
Okay. And one genre that I like for movies is fantasy films.
Hmm.
So
Fantasy.
examples would be Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
Great. Fantastic. And we have some other examples. Olga, comedy. Great. Romantic. Yeah, I think you mean like thriller, right, Giuseppe? Like thriller and historical films. Thriller, historical animation. Excellent.
Hmm. Oh, I
Animation.
love animations.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Mhm.
I've been quite, I recently activated Disney Plus,
Hmm.
and it's really nice because they have so many, they even have like the classics that I grew up with, but all the
Hmm.
new adaptations as well. So it's been quite
Oh,
nice.
it's really nice.
Yeah. Also, yeah, drama,
Mhm.
horror, good one. Yeah,
Hmm.
Anika, you said that you quite like horror films, right? Last time
Oh
we
yes, the
talked
good
about
ones.
them.
It's really hard. It's hard to find the really good horrors because some of them are not original enough. But when they're
Mm-hmm.
good, they're really good. So, for
Yeah.
example, now I can think of a movie called Babadook.
Babadook.
Yeah, I think it's original in Australian film. It's scary
Ah,
and it's like the suspense is just like really engaging.
yeah. Yeah, I especially like horror movies
Mhm.
when it's less about like ghosts and like supernatural things, but when it's
Mhm.
what's the name of that film that there is this woman who is alone in a house in the woods, and I think she's
Mhm.
deaf. She cannot hear.
Mhm.
And there is
Um,
like some kind of serial killer in the woods.
hmm.
But then
Not sure if I
the
watched that film.
fact that she cannot hear anything and she's
Mhm.
alone, see, like that one I thought was really, really scary.
Oh.
Because yeah, it's like a killer around, But
Mhm.
once it gets to like spirits, I sometimes I like when they have some cool like jump scenes, etc. But I don't get as much into the story at that point.
Uh-huh.
So
Ah.
yeah. Yeah, so we have some other ones here. Detective,
Mhm.
good. Adventure, true. Yeah, films based on a true story. Yeah, that's very good. Sirius says my favorite film is The Greatest
Mhm.
Showman because it is a musical. Yeah, that's another genre there, musical.
Mhm.
Nice. And I like drama, sci-fi, and the silent film. I do. Like silent films, as in like the older, like black and white silent films,
Hmm.
Ferdinando. And you don't like comedies. Yeah.
Hmm. That's pretty
Okay.
unique, silent films.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one really.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Although there was one film I watched where most of the movie didn't include any conversation. It's called Quiet Place or Silent Place, something like that. Also a horror. Really, really interesting.
Cool.
Quiet Place.
All right. So here we go, guys. I think you got all of these very nicely done. Yeah, all of them. Good job and more. Fantastic. So yeah, let us know if you'd like to answer any more questions. But we're going to continue for now, just so we can talk about other things. But then we'll give you an opportunity to participate more later. So we have another one here from Syria. A romantic, legal thriller, musical. What do you mean by legal thriller, Syria? Yeah, because I'm not sure. Maybe especially the word legal.
Hmm.
It's possible. I just never heard of it. Let us know what you mean.
Hmm. It reminds me of like crime movies, maybe crime.
Yeah,
You
crime
know,
perhaps.
could be
Yeah,
a
crime
genre.
or like
Like
detective.
Breaking Bad is a crime. I mean, the crime category.
Yeah, I would say so. It's Breaking
Mm.
Bad is like a mix of so many genres, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And then August says, I don't like horror movies. I don't get out of bed after. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young watching horror films. It was really, for me, I couldn't, yeah,
Hmm.
move around in the dark. Oh my gosh. Um,
Mm.
I didn't have like a bedside lamp. And so I had to turn off the light in one end of the room
Uh-huh.
and then go to my bed. And I remember I would run. Just
Oh
like
my,
that, just walking around in the dark after watching horror movies is awful.
oh God.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
I remember being scared when I watched the X-Files. So I don't know if you guys are
yeah,
anybody familiar with it.
with
Yeah, this was
aliens, yeah.
with aliens and things. So that was super scary.
Oh, those are good ones. I really like the X Files. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, when we're talking about movies, guys, and we're discussing it, things that you like, things that you don't like, one thing is the setting. So, Anika, when I ask you about the setting of the movie, what do you think of?
So a setting is the place or where the movie takes place.
Hmm.
The surrounding, for example, a movie called Cast Away was set in an island. Not all of the movie, but most of the movie was set in an island. So the setting was the island and the beach and the ocean.
Exactly. So yeah, it's usually the place and also the time in which the movie takes
Oh
place.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
good. Very nice. Yeah, and so you can see here. So setting, see, for example, you can say London, 1920s, or a desert island in
mm-hmm.
present day, something like
Mm,
that. And usually, what we would use here is say the movie takes place in London in the 1920s, for example.
yeah. Take place is a very useful phrasal verb. It basically means to happen, but we don't usually say happen. The correct way to say this takes place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we have some questions, guys, for you. Anika, would you like to read these questions?
Yes. So we have where does it take place? When does it take place? Who are the main actors? Who is the director?
Exactly. Yeah, the director is another good one. I know, at least in Italian, the word is quite different, but for example, Fellini is a very big Italian director, for instance.
Hmm.
The person who directs the movie. So think about a movie, guys. Okay, so here is one example, right? So Interstellar. So where does it take place? You could say it takes place in outer space. When does it take place? It takes place in the future. Who are the main actors? Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway. They're the main actors. And who is a director? Christopher Nolan. Oh, I didn't know that. It was him. He was a director. Okay. All right. So we have some movies here on the side that you can see. We have Titanic. That some I think maybe was it Carmela who mentioned I think the Titanic, Star
Hmm.
Wars. Nika, you mentioned Harry Potter. Life is
Hmm.
Beautiful is an Italian film. So choose one of those films, guys, or another film that you like, anything, and let's maybe practice these new constructions. So where does it take place? When? Who are the main actors? Who's the director? So let us know in the comments, okay? Have you seen any films recently, Anika?
Well, just yesterday I watched a movie called The Holiday.
The Holiday, yeah. So do you want to give us some
Yeah.
information about it, like when it takes place, where it takes place?
So it was a nice movie. It takes place in two different places. So the movie Okay, how to say? So there are two main characters. One of the characters was in America and the other in England. So it was set in England and America,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes place in present days, modern times, I'd say. And there were really good actors there. Two actresses that were the main characters. There was Cameron Diaz and what's her name? Kate Winslet.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really remember, or I don't know who the director is, but I can check it up. Have you ever seen that movie, Thiago?
I have not, no, but I really like those two actresses. So now I want to see it. The Holiday.
Yeah, I think
Looking it
directed
up.
by Nancy Mayer. That's the name of the director. Yeah, I think I really enjoyed the movie. So it was, yeah, I think the genre of the movie would be romantic comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And um, so it was about two girls who were exchanging homes. So they were, um, so one, and each one of them were living in the other person's house for 2 weeks, just to experience something new, to have a nice holiday, to have a break. And they ended up having a lot of fun.
Cool. So is it more of like, is it kind of like a
Mm.
comedy romantic film?
Yes, it's a romantic
Cool.
comedy.
Awesome. Yeah, which
So
we
that's
also call,
another genre then.
yeah, rom-com,
Mm.
right? We even abbreviate
Rom-coms, yeah. Some
rom-com.
people say chick flicks.
Yeah, or chick flicks, yeah. But I guess chick is a word that we could use, not use so much anymore. I think it's a kind of
Mhm.
not super politically correct nowadays, right? But it'd be like a girl, so it's like a girl movie.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
see, I really like
yeah.
chick flicks.
Oh, that's nice. They're
Yeah,
good. Sometimes they're amazing.
yeah, yeah. No, I really like them. Like I really like those, like even like cheesy romantic movies. Like
Mhm.
I quite enjoy them.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, Carmela. So good example here. So Titanic. So let's just a couple of small corrections. So Titanic is a movie, right? So we would consider it. And so Titanic takes place on a ship, and then that's with an S, in the
Hmm.
Atlantic Ocean. Good job.
Hmm.
Exactly. And Carmela, who are the main actors in Titanic? And let's see, Olga, how should I say? Time was in the past, time was in the present. So, what you could say here, Olga, you can say it takes place in the past. Or you can be
Yeah.
specific. It takes place in the past. It takes place in, I don't know, in 1994.
Yeah. I think another word you could use is also set. It was set in the
Mm-hmm.
19s. It was
Yeah, that's
set
true.
in the past. It was set in the future. Okay. So Carmela has answered DiCaprio.
Oh, yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. He's the. And the other actress is the one that Anika mentioned from The Holiday.
Hmm. Kate Winslet.
Exactly. Kate Winslet. Fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
really
love Kate
nice.
Winslet.
Yeah, I actually want to rewatch the Titanic. I haven't seen it
Hmm.
in years.
Hmm. One movie I really like of Kate Winslet is The Dressmaker.
Oh, yeah, that is a good movie.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, so cool, guys. So yeah, let us know. Oh, oops, sorry, I let me put that back. Okay. All right, we have Syria here. She gave us an example. So, The Greatest Showman takes place in New York in the 1800s. Perfect, perfect. Now, if you're talking here, Syria, if you're talking about in general during not because we have the specific year, right? 1800. That's 1 year. But if you're talking about the period, then I would put the S, the 1800s. Okay. I'm gonna write this for you if you want to mention more generally.
Hmm.
So Ferdinando, absolutely my favorite film is The Great Dictator. It takes place in an imaginary state, but identifiable in Austria, and it takes place in the 1930s. The Great Dictator. Let me see if it rings
Nice.
a bell, but The Great
Hmm.
Dictator.
Oh, I
It's,
don't think I have seen that film, but it definitely sounds very interesting.
because the one I see is one from 1940.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's with Charlie Chaplin. Yes, I guess that's why you, because you mentioned you also like silent
Oh,
films, right, Ferdinando? So I'm
oh,
just seeing it
nice.
now. So it seems like he kind of makes fun of. It's like he's making fun of like Hitler or something.
Oh, really?
Well, it looks
Oh,
like
because
it,
he looks like Hitler a little bit with the
and
mustache
he
and
kind
long
of does
face.
exactly because it says the plot says a Jewish barber loses his memory after a plane crash. When he
Hmm.
finally tries to make sense of his surroundings, he finds himself subjected to a dictator's tyranny.
Hmm.
Cool. And it's a romantic and dramatic film. You can see, or a drama
A
film.
drama film, yeah.
Yeah. And the main actors are Charlie Chaplin. Oh, here we go. And Paulette Goddard. The director is Charlie Chaplin. Okay.
Oh, really?
Cool. Cool. Awesome, guys. Really good examples there.
Hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, keep the examples coming. So, if you're writing, don't stop, okay, because you want to see. And I don't know who the director. Yeah, I don't know the Titanic. Let me see, Carmela, if I can find it for you. The Titanic.
James something, I guess.
Let me see. Oh wait, I'm getting the actual Titanic. Titanic
He's the
movie.
director of the Avatar as well.
It's James Cameron.
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay. And in The Greatest Showman, the actor is Hugh Jackman.
Oh,
Cool.
he's a good actor.
Yeah. I also quite like all the Tarantino movies. I find them quite
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Like the Kill Bill.
Yeah. Oh, they're so good. Like they're masterpieces, really. Like so
Hmm.
many. Okay. All right, guys. So again, keep them coming if you have examples. All right. We're going to move on to this next part here. Um, so in these sentences, we have some little errors, some problems. Okay, some of them can also maybe include a capital letter that is missing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're gonna read these examples, and you guys please send us the correction. Okay, so how should we change those sentences to make them correct? All right. So here, maybe I can read the first three, and you want to read the last three, Anika?
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh.
number one, The Wizard of Oz is my favorite classic film. Number two, Moulin Rouge takes place Paris. And three, Gladiator is the best film of Russell Crowe.
And number four is Star Wars. It is a science fiction film. Number five, the special effect in the film Avatar is amazing. Number six, Pulp Fiction is a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
So there are a variety of errors here. Some of them are grammar errors, spelling errors, vocabulary errors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really have to pay attention to the little things here to correct them. Okay, but it's good for you because then you can identify common mistakes as well. And great, Carmela. So yeah, James Cameron is the director. Cool.
Mhm. Okay.
Have you seen all of these films, Anika, that we have here?
So
The
I
Wizard
was
of
just thinking
Oz.
about it. I don't think I have. I think I've seen a little bit of The Wizard of Oz, but I want to go back and watch it because I know it's so
Hmm.
good. Haven't seen Moulin Rouge. Gladiator, yes. I think I've seen only two of these films, Gladiator and Pulp Fiction, and Avatar. Three of them.
Yeah, Star Wars I've seen some, but I never got so much into Star. Oh wait, guys, sorry. Let me just because I think you guys are giving us the genre, which is okay, but we need corrections. So for let me just do the first one. So The Wizard of Oz is my favorite classic film. Now, Wizard of Oz is the title of the film, so we need capital letters. So the correction is The Wizard of Oz is my favorite classic film. Okay, so we need corrections, but it's good that you guys are giving us the genre as well. Yeah, Ferdinando, a good one here with number two.
Mm-hmm.
So Moulin Rouge takes place in Paris, right? We need a preposition.
Mm-hmm.
Takes place in Paris. Very good. Number three, you said Gladiator is the best film of Russell Crowe, and he said by Russell Crowe. Let's see what they say here. Uh, yeah, this one is not a big error, honestly. It's more common to use the genitive Saxon, right, when we talk about this in English. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
by Russell Crowe is also perfect. That definitely works, Ferdinando. Yeah, good. Takes place in. Good job, guys.
So the next one is a very common error. There is a word that we don't really need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Syria, Oz with the capital O and the wizard. Yeah, every time we have a title, we should include, but not with, as you can see there, if we have a preposition like
Mm-hmm.
of, then we don't capitalize that.
Also articles, I think.
Also,
If you have
articles,
an
yeah.
article in the middle.
Yeah, like the Harry Potter movies, for example, you don't capitalize the articles, etc. Yeah, Carmela, Star Wars is a science. Yeah, because if I specify Star Wars, I don't need the pronoun, right? The pronoun is only if I want to substitute. So
Hmm.
good job. Star Wars is a science fiction film. Okay. Number five, the special effects in the film Avatar are amazing because
Hmm.
special effects, plural.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done, guys.
So number 6 has a vocabulary error.
Hmm.
We're going to substitute one word with some other word.
Yeah, because we can say Pulp Fiction is a movie, it's a film,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
it's not a soundtrack, but in the film, a soundtrack is included.
Mm-hmm.
So we can say Pulp Fiction.
So soundtrack is the music of the movie.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Chago, but I love movie soundtracks, especially the really, really
Me
nice ones.
too. Yeah, I do as well. I remember, yeah, because nowadays it's so easy to access soundtracks. I remember,
Yeah.
when I was younger, people would buy the CD. Like they would
Mm-hmm.
release the film, and then they
Mm-hmm.
would release like a CD with the soundtrack of the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, we have here exactly Syria in Paris. Yeah, sometimes we have a little bit of a delay with the comments, so keep them coming. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here instead of with, I would say by because
Mm-hmm.
he's the director.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Star Wars is very good and great here. Has I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Pulp Fiction has a great soundtrack, not is a great soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Good, perfect, guys. Yeah, are amazing. Good job, nice and accurate.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Well, I was thinking of saying Pulp Fiction is a great film and not soundtrack.
Ah, that's also
Yeah,
possible. Sure.
yeah,
Yeah, we can change the word soundtrack. Yeah, and
yeah.
put
But then I think
film.
it's better. Like, it has a good
Yeah.
soundtrack.
So good, guys. All right. So nicely done here with these corrections. So we talked a lot about the where it takes place, when it takes place, but there are some other things that we should consider when we talk about a film. And here we have some other questions, Anika, if you want to read them.
Yes, I am going to read the list. Who are the main characters? How can you describe their personalities? What do they look like? And
Mhm.
how does the film begin? What is the first scene? Okay.
Exactly. So we talked before about actors and actresses, right? So actors are the real people. So, for example, someone mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio before, right? So yeah, he is an actor in real life, right? That's his personality. And then a character is the person in the film, so the fictional person, fictional people. For example, in Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio plays the role of Jack.
Mhm. Yeah.
Jack
So
in
the main
Titanic.
characters, mm, so the main characters are like it can be more than one as well.
Mm-hmm.
They are not real people, but imaginary. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the who are the main characters? I think Carmela or someone else before has mentioned the actors before, but if you can remember the name of the characters, you can write them down for us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so exactly how Thiago has said, the examples of characters are Jack and Rose in Titanic. So it's the most important. They are the most important characters or protagonists of the film.
Yeah, protagonist is a very good word because protagonist is also the word that is used in Italian, and so you guys can, yeah, good call there, Anika. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
Yeah, so
okay.
let us know. You don't have to answer every question, of course, guys, but
Hmm.
if you can choose one or two, just give us some more information here
Hmm.
about the main characters.
And then we have the
Uh,
question, how can you describe their personalities?
mhm.
So different characters, of course, have different personalities. So Rose and Jack had really different ones um, in terms of behavior, about their background, how they spoke, and everything. Right.
Mhm.
Mm.
Exactly.
And
So here, maybe I can give you guys an example in the meantime. So another movie with Leonardo DiCaprio that I really like is Inception. I've watched that movie quite a few times. I am actually I don't remember the name of the character though. Let me quickly look this up.
oh, that was a
Inception.
great movie, Inception.
Oh gosh, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just see what the name of the character is, guys, because I am
Mm.
blanking on it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Here we go. The plot.
Oh, very good, Carmela. So Kate Winslet was Rose. So Kate Winslet was the actress, and Rose was her character. Excellent. Okay.
Exactly. Good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so the name was Cobb, actually. Okay, so in Inception, the main character is Cobb. That's his name. The actor is Leonardo DiCaprio, and he plays Cobb in the movie. His personality, well, he is extremely intelligent, and he has mastered an ability to go inside people's minds while they're dreaming through a device to try to plant information in their brain so that they can then change their mind in real life about how they
Mm.
feel about things. And he's
Mm.
also a very sad character because
Mm.
he cannot go back to the United States where he is from and where his family is. And so he kind of lives escaping from place to place, and his desire is to come back home. So he's very sad because of this. And yeah, it's a very complicated plot, really, the story, because it
Mm.
just involves, going inside a dream. Uh,
Yes.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so we have, let's see here. In The Great Dictator, the main characters are, so the Jew and the dictator, and they are two oh, nice expression there,
Mm.
two lookalikes. Good.
Yeah.
Exactly. So and Carmela's saying, so Kate Winslet was Rose, they were lovers. Okay, exactly. And then you corrected yourself. Very good. They were lovers. And in The Greatest Showman, the main character is Barnum. Yeah, good correction as well there.
Mm.
And a good job here using also the capitals for the title, as we said before. Here, Assyria as well. I would also maybe put showman would also be a capital because it's
Mm.
the full title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We have Titanic again. So
Mm-hmm.
some more answers. So yeah, let us know, guys, your examples. Okay, if you're writing, keep writing. We only have about 2 minutes left, so we're going to do a final review of some of the vocabulary and things that we discussed. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so but keep them coming. So just a couple of little things here then. So remember that when you're asking a question, we usually use the quasi form. Let me just go back here. We use the quasi form, as you can see there, in which we have a question, auxiliary, subject, and infinitive. Okay, so if I have a verb and I use the infinitive, I use the auxiliary do. Where do you live? Okay, but if I don't have a verb and I only have to be, I use to be without the infinitive. What is your favorite film? Who is your favorite actor, etc. And then there are different genres that you can see over there, but you guys did a really good job here. You mentioned even more than the examples. Then when we're discussing movies, we usually talk about the setting, which is the time and the place where the movie happens. And the expression that we use here is to take place. So it takes place in. All right. We have the main actors. So these are people in real life. Okay. So these are, yeah, people who work in movies, work in theater productions. And then the director is the person responsible for the details of the film, how it's shot, etc. Um, then we also talked about the difference between an actor and a character. So the actor is the real person, and the character is the fictional person, and the main character is the protagonist.
Mm.
All right.
Okay.
And then, good. Celia also has some other
Mm.
comments here. He has invented the circus, and he is intelligent and a visionary. Good word there, visionary.
Yeah. That sounds like a nice film. I
Yeah,
think
like I even wrote
check
this
it out.
down because I want to
Yeah.
check this out, Syria. Thank you.
Yeah. Lots of good suggestions for
And
these
also the
days.
Dictator, Fernando sounds quite good. And Carmela for Titanic, you made me want to watch it again. So
Yeah.
cool. Anika, anything else you would like to add before we conclude for today?
Well, I think you said it all. Just I wanted to mention to the others to be careful of the common mistakes we looked at. Like, for example, a lot of subjects are repeated sometimes, so not it. So if we say, for example, Star Wars is a science fiction film and not it is science fiction. Star Wars it is. Be careful of the capitalized letters. Um, yeah, just keep in mind these common mistakes. And thank you guys for your participation. It's always
Mhm.
fun to have you guys around. And thank you for the suggestions.
Yeah. Exactly. Really
Feels the
nice work
benefits.
today, guys.
Hmm.
So thank you, and stay tuned, guys. As you know, we have these webinars at every hour. So we have another one starting in at 3 p.m. So okay, stay tuned, and we'll see you guys around.
Okay, bye.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.